Bill Burr released his directorial debut and it's called Old Dads. And ever since we saw the trailer, my friends and I have been clowning on it a bit because it just looks like the most expected movie from Bill Burr possible, you know. And I don't even dislike Bill Burr. I think he's quite funny. I like his specials, and but I do think it's like he's not gonna say anything that surprises you. You know, he's gonna say what your dad and your dad's friends say at the bar, you know, kind of feeling, which is entertaining at times, but. Because we were joking about it so much, my friends and I finally decided to watch it. But beforehand, we made the Old Dads bingo sheet, which I'll throw up on the screen. If you pause, you can read all of our spaces. But the movie was predictable, but nonetheless, we predicted things wrong. We only got 4 spots, sadly. We got Midlife Crisis, where somebody buys a car. And we got a mention of the war in the draft. We got Yells at a Calmer Parent, and then Modern Music Sucks. There was a brief dig at mumble rap. So we got some things, but nothing, you know, sadly spaces, like we thought a free space would be liberal used in a negative context. There was a number of times in the movies where he said millennial and it felt like it was interchangeable with liberal. But anyways, it was a fun game to play because we knew we weren't gonna like love the movie, so it just added an element of fun to it. And there was no electric car as confusing references, sadly, and there was no can't work phone, surprisingly. We tried our best. There was no use of participation trophy or trust fund. A lot of stuff could have been there, but it wasn't. But there was some stuff we missed, like privilege we should have said, or like calling someone a feminist. Like that those would have been good to have. But I think Old Dads represents doing the bare minimum really well. And I always see these movies that do the bare minimum. And it just maddens me to no end, because I think the worst thing a movie can be is predictable and boring. And that's kind of what Old Dads was, if we didn't do our damnedest to make it fun. But and I think whenever I see this, I'm always so shocked, because like Bill Burr is clearly, like, I don't know if he's a cinephile, but he clearly did not have much interest in making this a directed movie. He didn't have much interest in making decisions and having the aesthetics elevate the comedy, or having the editing and cinematography complement it, or it seems like he did what he had to do, and for that reason, Old Dads is exactly what it needs to be. You know, it needs to be a Netflix movie for dads to put on around Thanksgiving and laugh about how everyone's holier than thou, and you know, but the movie's just full of straw men. You know, every character he gets angry at feels like such a cartoonish exaggeration of reality that somebody that if you live 100 years, you'll likely not bump into somebody as obnoxious as them. But nonetheless, it's exactly what it needs to be, but nonetheless, I just said nonetheless twice, it could have been better. And this is the case for so many movies. It's a stupid point to make, but I'm just like, if he wanted to, he could have like scouted some like really talented creative director, and if he wants to direct it, he still can, but somebody who like could be a creative partner with him on it and just elevate it and like deliver this, like make the delivery of it a point that is actually being focused on. Because there's so many scenes that are fine, but they're just shot and like shot reverse shot, like plain lighting. Like somebody compared it to a Darman video on Letterboxd, and it's not far off. It is just that expected production. It's like, we got the lights, we got the nice camera, what else do we need to do? But just letting some scenes play out in a wide. You know, I watched Hannah and Her Sisters recently by Woody Allen, and Woody Allen aside, I love how he shoots stuff. I love that he lets scenes play out in long single shots with a couple moments of blocking. Like, even something like that, a choice like that could have elevated these scenes. And every scene you could have made at least one choice in this movie would have been 3,000 times better for it if just a choice was made, rather than just, okay, we got this written on paper, put it on camera, okay, we're done. And I bring this up. This is a very moot point. It's old dads is old dads. I don't need to say much more. But I bring this up because I think movies like this are such a great reference point to look at and see, to make sure and check yourself if you're not doing the bare minimum. You know, some scenes are perfectly well captured with shot, reverse shot. You know, Coen brothers use it really effectively. But there's something about the framing here that's just so simple, and there's something about the editing, it's something about the structure. Anything could have been done and nothing was done, and I think that's a great thing to see as a filmmaker. And this is my glowing recommendation to watch Old Dads, I suppose. But it's so great to see a movie that does nothing, so then you could gauge what doing something feels like. Or you could just watch Old Dads and enjoy it, because I'm sure plenty of people could get a laugh out of it. But nonetheless, Old Dads was funny. I wish it was more predictable. It was funny to watch in this way, I guess. But yeah, it just felt like one of those movies, one of those run-of-the-mill comedies. And, you know, coming off of talking about, in my last couple videos, I talked about Walk Hard and Freddy Got Fingered, these comedies that, you know, leaned so heavily into the comedians' voices and just did absurd, ridiculous things to make them unlike any other movie, and to make the presentation of them artful and interesting and different. And I think that's so cool as a filmmaker to be able to do that, because you can write an Old Dad script and alter the movie 100 times over just by doing stuff differently in the technical side. You know, like a movie's not done until it's edited, and there's so much to do after the script. And I think it's the lamest or worst movies for me that firstly are just a boring script, but on top of that they stop at the script writing, and then from there it's just like robotic execution to the finish line. So don't be old dads, but play Old Dads bingo. And I'll upload this video. I don't know why. It's a silly video, but I just thought the fact that we did this was funny. So I hope you paused and saw it. And I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.